Right, here we go. Back again. Alright, and today I'm going to cover 5G, smart everything, smart cities, and a few other bits as well, including Comet Atlas. Because again, it's never out the news. Right? But first of all, I'll touch on 5G and smart everything. And I seen this last night, and it says that how Wi-Fi 6 and 5G will completely change our lives forever. Sounds great, doesn't it? Right? And it then says, according to one report, the average household will have about 50 connected devices by 2022, up from around 25 today. Right? Now, counting the ones in my house, it's about 10, 11 maybe. Right? So nowhere near 25 yet. And that's too much. 10's too much if you ask me. So I'll need to sort that out. Right? It then says this is due to consumers constantly adding smart speakers, smart door locks, smart thermostats, smart video doorbells, and a host of other smart devices and products. The number of connected Internet of Things sensors and devices will likely surpass 20 billion by 2022, according to Juniper Research. Right? So they're saying that people keep adding these things, but really they've no choice. Right? Because that's the way it is. That's the way it goes with technology. It then says, what often gets confusing for many consumers is that you need both 5G service and a 5G supported device to enjoy this game-changing experience. One or the other just won't cut it. If you're in the Apple ecosystem, you'll have to wait till the iPhone 12 comes out later this year, of course. It then goes on to say, but as of right now, there is a dearth of compatible devices that can take advantage of all of Wi-Fi 6's supposed benefits. In the smartphone world, at least two of the biggest players have already jumped on board, as the iPhone 11 and the Galaxy S10 and later models are all ready to go with Wi-Fi 6. Right? So the big players have already jumped in. So it's only a matter of time before it's the only option. Right? There'll be no other one. So it'll be a Wi-Fi 6 phone or no phone. Right? So people won't have the choice. And it's not just phones that are smart, of course. This is from 3 days ago. In Seattle Times, Alexa, turn on the shower. Smart devices have come for the bathroom. Right? So we're that lazy now, we can't even switch on a fucking shower. Right? This is what it's come to, of course. Right? And this says that one of the last places you might expect to talk to Alexa is the bathroom, and yet the most private of rooms is becoming smarter, with everything from voice activated mirrors to aromatherapy shower heads. Would you believe it? It's just what we've always wanted, really, isn't it? A smart mirror. A mirror that could probably laugh at you. Right? And it's not just the mirrors, but yeah, there's it's endless. It goes on and on now. They've got smart toilet seats, so a smart toilet, right? A smart fucking toothbrush sanitizer that's hooked up to the Internet of Things. Would you believe that, right? And of course, it goes on, like I said, it goes on and on and on. Smart motorways. What are they good for? Question mark. 2 days ago, E&T magazine. This one as well. 16 hours ago, Hawaii will be venturing into smart car charging solutions. right? So that's the way it's heading now. Everything's smart, including the smart cars, of course, motorways, toothbrushes, you name it. And of course, if you think smart cars are safe or safer than your normal car even, then think again, because they fucking ain't, right? And if you ask me, I would trust a human driver over a smart car any day, right? And it all heads to, of course, the completion of a smart city, right? So they want everything smart, including cities. Okay, everything. Like I said, it's endless. It goes on and on and on, and it includes a whole fucking city, right? And there is this website called Smart Cities World. Check it out. It posts every day about smart cities. And it says here the 14 pillars of a smart city. So they've setting it all out and how you become a smart city. The three-legged stool of smart cities, IT Pro portal, 3 weeks ago. Right, this is how you become a smart city now. Invez, Cybervein has a solution that could enable smart cities. Again, this is how you become a smart city. This is where it's all heading. IT Pro portal again, powering the era of smart cities. 1 week ago. Yep, it's coming. World Economic Forum are good friends. This is how we secure smart cities. What leaders must consider. Right, so if you're a world leader, you need to be looking at having smart cities. And our good friends at the World Economic Forum again, COVID-19, what can smart cities tell us about social distancing? Well, fucking everything, obviously, right? So smart cities are going to help combat these viruses, of course. All the data will help stump it out, starve it out. Right? Forbes magazine, how smart cities are protecting against coronavirus, but threatening privacy. Damn straight it's threatening privacy. There is none. And it says in this one that, according to officials, such smart city solutions have helped India curb its coronavirus numbers. So there you go. Right? It's all heading one way. Smart cities are going to be the winner when it comes to defeating these spook viruses, right? The con, of course. Smart Energy press release 2 weeks ago. They will come from the east. The rise of smart cities in the new century, right? So it's all starting in India, where they are, of course, the masters are internet shutdowns, right? So if you want to see what's coming, look over to the east. Also, Tech Republic, how smart city tech is being used to control the coronavirus outbreak. So this technology is now controlling the virus. So all hail it, of course, right? And if you look online in regards to smart cities, it says that a smart city is an urban area that uses different types of electronic Internet of Things sensors to collect data and then use insights gained from that data to manage assets, resources and services efficiently. Right? Sounds great, doesn't it? I mean, what could possibly go wrong when everything is plugged up to the fucking internet? Right, and of course it's going to become, in the end, a kill grid, as I'm sure most of you are well aware. And we have been warned about this by the likes of David Icke and others, of course, right? 2018, David Icke, smart cities, mass surveillance, and lithium in the water. Our dark dystopian future. Damn straight, we're in it now. It's here. And I did see this in The Guardian. When COVID-19 has done with us, what will be the new normal? I wonder. And we've seen this quite a lot in the press what is going to be the new normal. And it says that pandemics, as the historian Yuval Noah Harari has observed, press the fast forward button on history, suddenly changes that would in pre-corona times have generated years of debate, dissent, hesitation, opposition and delay turn out to be possible overnight. Right? This is how fast things are moving now. And he does go on to say a couple of exhibits in terms of how things are moving and why they're moving forward. But it's Exhibit C I want to point out, and it says Exhibit C is the decision of the two huge tech companies that control mobile phone technology. Apple with its iOS operating system and Google with Android to create application programming interfaces, APIs, that will enable governments to build and deploy proximity tracking apps on every smartphone in the world. Right? Now you see what's happening here, don't you? The governments ain't in control. It's these companies that have the control. It then says, this is remarkable in two ways. One, it involves cooperation between the two members of a global duopoly that would normally trigger antitrust suits. Yet there hasn't been even a whimper from competition authorities. And two, the companies insist that if governments do not comply with the conditions that they, Apple and Google, are laying down, then they will withdraw the APIs. So they won't be able to then control things like the spook virus, of course. So governments are going to be forced into having these APIs. So like I said, who is really in control here? It ain't the fucking government, that's for sure. It then says the specific condition is that apps using the APIs are not mandatory for citizens. They have to be opt-in. So here we have two powerful global corporations laying down the law to territorial sovereigns. Unthinkable a month ago, but now, not so fucking much. And this is how fast things are moving into becoming, of course, a police state, right? And they used to say, David Icke used to say, it was the totalitarian tiptoe. Well, not so much anymore, because it's now a fucking run. It's becoming a sprint. It then says, signs of dramatic changes are everywhere, even in GP surgeries. The New York Times published an interesting report on how the work of GPs in London is being transformed by the virus. We're basically witnessing 10 years of change in 1 week. One GP told the paper. Right? 10 years of change in 1 fucking week. Right? This is how fast things are moving now in terms of what they're going to be pushing through. Every day they'll be making up new laws and stripping away everyone's fucking freedoms, of course. It then says the most important implication of the breakneck changes currently underway, though, is that there's no going back to normality. That train has left the station. The coronavirus isn't going away. And even when there's a vaccine, the risk will endure because climate change and the erosion of wildlife habitats will ensure a ready supply of zoonotic viruses. Right, you hearing this? Are you getting this, folks? Right? They've destroyed everything. There's no going back now. The train's gone. Right? This is it now. This is where we're heading. Dystopia. Right? And this is just out today. The Independent. While the world reels from coronavirus, the next pandemic is waiting in the wings. Right? You get it? Good. It then continues, a combination of what some people are beginning to call the hammer and the dance, the hammer of successive lockdowns followed by digital dances in which we use surveillance and testing to find and control outbreaks. We are heading into a cautious rather than a brave new world with Orwellian overtones. Damn straight. I wonder what Aldous Huxley would have made of that. Right? And Huxley, a bit like Orwell, he knew what was coming. Right? And he knew... he was a writer, of course, who wrote the book. If you don't know him, he wrote that book, A Brave New World. He's quite famous, or was at least. And this is one of his quotes here. Technological progress has merely provided us with more efficient means of going backwards. Right? And with that, I could not agree more. In terms of humanity, we are going backwards, right? And I've been saying that for a while, but the proof's in the pudding. And just go out and see for yourself. I'm sure that you won't have to look very far for the evidence, right? And I also seen this while reading that article. Why ancient Pacific mariners were the NASA scientists of their day. Right? And that made me laugh because when you think about history, what can we really believe? Probably fucking none of it. Let's face it. Right? What can we really believe in terms of history? The majority of it is deception. And for the most of our lives, we've been controlled and manipulated. And not for our fucking benefit. That is for sure. Okay? And I did see this as well. Comet at last. New photos show object breaking apart as it heads towards Earth. Now, a few weeks ago, they were saying it was passing Earth. But now they are saying that it's heading towards Earth. So they've kind of changed the wording, which again is interesting. And I think this is worth keeping an eye on, because I'm not really sure what shit they're going to try and pull with it. But that's an astronomer's photo there, an amateur one. It looks like a kid drew it. This is another one that it's all over the mainstream media. It's laughable. It's like a comic. Right? And just finally, well, in terms of news, the coronavirus vaccine trials could be done by mid-August. Hip hip hooray. Right? I'm sure you're all dying to get it. So you'll probably have it by the end of the year. Thank God, right? Like I said before, I won't be in that fucking queue. And just before I go, I'll leave you with this wee video from the UK government. And I added a couple of bits to it. But I'm sure you'll get the point, right? Okay? Anyway, that is about it. Bye-bye.